Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. Before we get in here, I want to give you guys a fun fact. I put my hair up like this and showed my partner, and she kind of rolled her eyes and was like, oh my god, seriously? And that was when I knew. I had it. It was time to record. I had the look. Alright, let's get into this. Joshua Perkins is up for this day's special selection. It says, how about we do Cannibalissimo Ltd. By Soul Enema. They're an Israeli prog band. Don't want to spoil the fun too much, though. Alright, sounds interesting. I don't think we've had too many Israeli bands on the channel thus far, so this would be kind of cool. And some more prog. We haven't had prog in a while, so all you prog heads out there, maybe you'll enjoy this. Sort of a bit of a refresher, going back to some stuff we haven't checked out in a while. So yeah, let's get into Soul Enema's Cannibalissimo Ltd. Alright, got a nice little swing feel without swing eights though. You know, I almost thought that was a heavily modified vocal singer, but that's the guitar. Wow. Interesting guitar work. Alright, we got some growls in there. We were in like alternating 5/4 there.
You don't need this burger kid. You don't need this cherry pie. If you have your friend indeed.
Alright, so we're in 5/4 with 3-bar phrases. Time signatures just all over the place. Love the xylophone. Okay. Got the old organ going. Real dirty guitar sounds. Very cool effect there. And now we have like a 5-beat phrase being forced into a 4-beat bar. Yeah.
Give me your hand now.
Back to the 5.
Let's feel the heat. Let's drink to our friendship. You better be a fine piece of meat.
Yeah, I really like the texture combination between the organ and her vocals. Moving up a third. Yes! We got a hawk it in the double vocal track. And other band members join. Okay. We got like a nice upbeat punk feel right here. Oh man, they're having fun with this. Yeah, super punk feel at the end. Like some good old school punk. Alright, so that was... What in the world? That was fun, right? So, obviously, the song is a bit tongue-in-cheek. It's about cannibalism, but I'm pretty sure that's more of a surface-level read. I think it's a metaphor for consumption in general. Possibly, maybe even... capital. I'm trying to figure out if the final repeated phrasing there at the end was a bit more on the nose, or if that was just another metaphor for everything. But lyrics are not necessarily my strong suit, so let's move on to the things that I am more equipped to talk about. Let's get into some of this music. So, what I want to talk about before I forget, because for some reason I still have not incorporated a whiteboard into this concept of reacting. I'm looking at it, but I'm not using it. I feel so dumb for it. All right. There is those interesting temporal disconnect happening in the chorus. And the first time I could not figure it out, I mentioned that I counted that we were doing some alternating time signatures. The second time through, I said that that's not true, that we were doing 3-bar phrases of 5/4. And I think that is what's actually happening. However, the vocal line is written in a way that we have a 6-beat phrase, a 4-beat phrase, and a 5-beat phrase. So the ending lines up very well. But the second bar feels like it comes in a beat late because it starts on beat 2 of the second bar. And it creates this weird dissonance because she accents her first word, which means she's accenting beat 2 while the band is accenting beat 1. And it is just this wild thing that's going on right there. And it really threw me off. I didn't pick it up until the third time through the chorus. And I was very lost those first 2 times. I had no idea what was going on, and I'm glad we came back for a reprise on that right before the end, where it clicked. But yeah, that's the disconnect there. That's why that second bar feels very disjointed. I would wager that the whole thing is written in 5/4, no time signature changes, but because the vocals are the leading instrument, they're the ones that have the most spotlight in the section. and that they're accenting beat 2, or the band's accenting beat 1. We get this double accent, and it feels like normally when we get back-to-back accents, it is the last beat of a bar and then the first beat. Like when we talked about uh who was doing this a while ago? I said it was a 3/4 bar, and they were emphasizing 1 and 3. So you got this back-to-back accent with a, a moment of sort of rest, of less focus on beat 2. And that's fairly common. If you're going to do a back-to-back accent, it's usually last and first. They just happen to line up that way, so to speak. If you're looking at just a specific bar, you're not going to have that back-to-back. It's just when the bars, obviously as music is, you have bars following bars, and when you repeat it, that's when you get your doubling up. So yeah, to have that here is just wow, and they thought of that. Why would they think of that? It's just, oh man, very weird. It makes that whole second bar feel very awkward, at least to me. So I really wanted to get that in there before I forgot, because I think that's one of the most interesting things, the minute interesting things that I picked up on. Um, Overall, though, the song really has 3 different feels to it, and that's not unusual for prog. We have the opening bit, which is the verse chorus idea, and it is primarily written in 5/4. I don't think that there's any change going on in there. Then we enter the 4/4 haunted circus kind of feel. The music video is doing like a night in the woods thing, and that part was I don't want to say less interesting than the rest, but I think it is the least interesting part of the song. Not to say that nothing was going on, it's just these guys did such a phenomenal job on the rest of the song that this one feels just a little too simple, and that's not a bad thing. I've said before, you need contrast, you need context, and the best way to get the biggest boom out of a change is to have other, the opposite in there. So some of these complex parts might feel better with a simpler part, before or after it. Not to mention that sometimes the listener just needs a rest to calm down and kind of focus back in. It was really nice to go back to 4/4 where I wasn't losing my mind trying to figure out what was going on. Just, a really simple, 4/4, the drummers emphasizing, every other beat. It was just, it was nice just to be like, oh yeah, I know what's happening now. um, and then it also adds a little bit of the ambiance, gives it some of that spooky music to go with the spooky idea of cannibalism and eating people. It meshed a lot better with the theme rather than sort of the perky, upbeat, it's kind of happy-go-lucky stuff that we were seeing prior to that. There was also, I think this was the section with the vocal scat, not really scatting, just non-word based vocal work. Just it was done really well, and it was gorgeous melody lining up with a lot of the musical work going on under it. Just a really really pretty part, in a song that's filled with a lot of chaos. It was just nice, gorgeous, simple, very well done. And then I think we hit the third chorus and then the outro. And the outro was another change of, oh, something about the middle section also. We saw the introduction of the first time the male vocalist came in, but it was more of spoken word. It was a nice sort of foreshadowing of what was coming up at the end. And I dig that. I wonder if they have, if they always have 2 vocalists, or if it was just kind of this song. I don't know. It kind of gave me some System of a Down vibes, later era System of a Down stuff, with the 2 singers, and how they're sort of similar, but also have very distinct vocal styles and vocal techniques. And I kind of get that here. We see a lot of, harsh, well, not harsh, very clear differences between the 2 vocal styles, but they do work together very well. Oh, I forgot about the growls. Who was growling? Right, that's kind of what I'm interested in. Let's see if we have it right here in the Description. Yeah, it doesn't say. It tells who the two vocalists are. Oh, there is a guest vocalist though. So now I'm even more confused because I don't know who did what. But yes, two main vocalists, but it doesn't tell who does the growls. Oh, the bass guitarist also plays sitar. Nobody plays bells. Oh, but you know what? They do have a keyboardist, and I guess that could have been a sound that they were using on the keyboard. Um, but yeah, the growls were interesting. I wonder how often they're used. This one was used just to sort of put a period on um, the chorus. Every time the chorus was finalized, the growl came in to harmonize, texturize. What do we call a layering of textures? It's not necessarily a harmony. I don't know. But yeah, to kind of go underneath and support the clean vocals. So yeah, I mean, all the vocal work I think was very tastefully done, and I love how it all supports each other. I wonder if the guest vocalist was the screamer. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm gonna stop speculating. But yeah, I love how all the vocals kind of came together and work with each other. But then let's get to the final section, which has the male vocals and sort of the punk rock feel. That came out of nowhere. But the drums screamed punk rock. The call and response repetition screamed punk rock. It wasn't really call and response. It was one person saying and then gang vocals repeated. I guess it is call. See, normally when I think of call and response, my first example tends to be sort of like Catholic Church or yeah, I guess Catholic Church is usually like the first thing I think of, where you have the leader saying one sentence and the mass responds with a separate sentence. And for whatever reason, that example has been ingrained in my brain. Like that is the image, the picture I think of when I hear call and response. Um, but yeah, can call is repeating what someone else said also call and response because there is a call and a response. It's just the response is the same as the call. I don't know. Anyways, we have that which is very punk. We have the upbeat drums, very punk. Even the guitar work turned punk, and that's I mean that's prog, right? We had some sort of swing stuff. We had hard rock. We had like a haunted circus, haunted carnival. Um, we had spoken word over really dark, creepy chords, and we had punk. That's what prog is. You just kind of move through everything, right? So it does surprise me that it popped up so vibrantly. It's not like it was hidden. Like almost every instrument had adopted the punk sound. We even switched to more of a little bit of a grittier vocalist, which I think kind of fits the punk vibe as well. Overall, just really fun stuff. I am definitely gonna have to be digging into this one. Um, Let me drop this guy into my music bookmarks folder, and yeah, I'm very interested in this. Just a lot of really cool things going on. That time, man, it's like a 6 against 5 thing, but then it's like 6 against 5 versus 4 against 5. Just, oh, I got to go listen to the chorus again and just kind of really hone. Because, like I said, I picked that up on the final time the chorus came in. And while I'm 90% certain of it, I'd like to apply that knowledge to listening to it and see if it lines up the way that I think it did. But yeah, that's Soul Enema, Cannibalissimo Ltd. Who is this? Mark? Did Mark request this? No, Joshua Perkins. Thank you, Joshua. That was a fantastic pick. Very, very interesting. And definitely something that I'm going to be researching. Something that might end up getting an album purchase. Golly, too many, guys. My wish list used to be like 10 bands long, or 10 albums long. Just basically, picking up on some albums from artists that I late, recent additions to their work that I just haven't gotten around to picking up yet. And now it's like 50 albums easy. You guys have introduced me to so much good stuff. I don't know. I need to become rich just so I can amass a musical library that I'll never have time to listen to. Wow, that does not sound fun. I mean, other than the fact that I'll have music to listen to for days, but then I can never like listen to one twice because I'll be like, man, I got so much more to listen to. I don't know. I don't know. Double-edged sword, right? Right now I can listen to everything a bajillion times because I got nothing new to listen to. The other way, I'll have too much new to listen to and will feel guilty about listening to something twice. Anyways, those are my thoughts and a couple of rambles on Soul Enema. Let me know what you guys thought. Hit me up in the comments. Anything you enjoyed, didn't enjoy it, any sort of context that would help me out if you know anything about the band or specifically about the song. Like I said, I still kind of feel it's a metaphor for, I don't know, possibly capitalism. I don't know. I don't think that this is a fairly straightforward song. I feel like there's definitely a lot of depth in the lyrics, and I'm pretty sure it's a metaphor. But let me know if I'm right on that. If you have any knowledge into the lyrics and if they mean something else, or if this is just a surface level song and it is a fun track about cannibalism and about how everything that I own is better than what you own. Yeah, those two together is telling me it's deeper than that. All right, hit me up in the comments. So when you're done with that, you can hit up the description box. There's some links in there adjacent to the channel, such as the Patreon if you'd like to help support the channel and get some voting rights. You can vote on future bands and themes if there's anything that you'd like to see up there. That's one of the best ways to go about doing it. There's also links to blocked videos and the newly open to the public Discord server. Below that is a like, subscribe, and a bell. If you could do all three of those, they help out the channel immensely, and they'll also get you some notifications about when I post new things. If you're more of a traditionalist, you like to keep track of things yourself, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. UTC, every single day. I'll drop a new video, same time every day. I keep it consistent for you guys. Yeah, tomorrow we come back with Pop Week. Looking forward to that one. All right, until next time, you guys stay safe out there. Keep being awesome, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.